Today I'm going to be using Yunli once again, as she's a character that I really enjoy for follow-up attackers, and even though I don't have her best in slot team, I still have a pretty good build on her that is going to be a lot of fun for today. So my Yunli build is going to be more or less the same as it has in the past, but as you can see, her stats are actually pretty good. I have her at almost 3,700 attack and a pretty decent ratio of 75-170. Now that's due in part to the fact that I have a light cone on her that gives her a tremendous amount of crit rate. I'm of course talking about Brighter Than the Sun, which is a really good light cone for her if you don't have Yunli's signature, which I don't. The good thing I like about this light cone is that when I don't feel like using a skill point, I can use a basic attack and get the Dragon's Calling, which will increase my attack, and all together just having an increase in crit rate and attack is really good for Yunli. Now as far as build goes, this is a 4-piece set that you run on almost every follow-up attacker nowadays, and it's no different for Yunli. It's really amazing, but I did put Inert Salsodo on her this time. The new Planet Ornament set is really solid for her also because it gives you a strong attack percent benefit. But because I have such a high amount of crit damage already, I wanted to focus on more crit rate rather than getting the extra 20 to 25% from that Planet Ornament set. I'm going to be using Yunli in some instances that I normally wouldn't today as well, so like I'm gonna have her on a break effect team later on, but I'm still gonna keep this build since she's gonna be obviously doing really well with the follow-ups and the ultimate damage. But let's go ahead and see how Yunli is gonna do. So starting off with Apocalyptic Shadow for this first half, I think this team is still really good. It's what you've been seeing, like a standard Fei Xiao and March combination there, but because there is an abundance of physical weakness here, I think Yunli is very good. Now, when Kafka was here before, I wasn't able to tackle this with Yunli alone with the team I have for her. Now, I'm going to be taking Gallagher instead of Lynx for that fire typing because although it is important to make sure that we get the hits on Yunli, this is Apocalyptic Shadow, and you want to make sure that you're breaking through the toughness as much as possible as well, and that's definitely where Gallagher is going to come in handy with, while also healing us, making sure I can heal while I'm dealing damage. And instead of Total Dominion this time, I'm going to be taking Turn of Luck, which is going to be very important. We're definitely focusing on the follow-up attack damage this time around. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into this. All right, here we go. We're going to start it off with a double Yunli combination. Here we have her technique, which is pretty good. And then I'll also have her ultimate, which I can pop. And then with that, we can weakness break this enemy on the left. Now, I don't have Lynx here, so thankfully Yunli's still getting targeted though. Now the reason I brought Gallagher, however, though, is because there's an abundance of fire weaknesses here that I can take advantage of the weakness break, which is going to be still very crucial. All right, and that enemy is also weakness broken. Now we do have Kafka that is about to attack us, so I should be able to get Yunli's ult in time from that. Yeah, okay, we did. All right, let's go ahead and pop that then. What I really like about Yunli in this fight is because we have a lot of crowd control benefits. All right, one down, just one left to go, and then we can finally start attacking Kafka next. Nice, and she was able to kill off. Now the reason I did it that way is because I would actually rather save Fei Xiao's ult for Kafka herself. We can break through with Yunli. Nice, and we got all of our ultimates now. Now, this is the part where it's like you're kind of using Yunli in a way that you're not supposed to, because normally you would want to save the ult for the parry. But we still need to deal the damage while Kafka's weakness broken. And because she takes increased damage, even so, as you can see, Yunli's hitting pretty hard. All right, one more Fei Xiao pop, and then we'll be done with this phase. And we can finally move on to the second half with a March 7th enhanced basic like right behind that, so that should be pretty good. Now the good thing is too, with like all those AoE attacks, Yunli's gonna get hit even if she doesn't have like a Lynx buff here. All right, and Yunli's eating it. That's also gonna give us to Fei Xiao here, which we can use to break this enemy over here. So nice, we do have that good damage being soaked up by Yunli, and then we were already able to break through both of these enemies, which is nice. All right, is that gonna get me to the ult? We were very close to the ult, but there we go, we got it that time. All right, I'll save that. We also finally got another Fei Xiao, so it feels like the rotation is pretty good, where we're constantly getting like our ult energy charged up, like they're all stacking off of each other. So there we go, that enemy is down. Hopefully Fei Xiao can take care of this one pretty quickly. All right, I had to pop Gallagher because March is about to die. He really is about to die. Let's get those heals. Okay. All right, and with that, Yunli should be able to kill this enemy off. There we go. And now we can finally go to work on Kafka. All right, so we can pop with Fei Xiao. And yeah, this battle is pretty much done. So it was okay. Like, obviously, Yunli does more damage when she's actually parrying. So once these enemies are broken like this, I mean, it does give you 2 charges, though. So like I can pop literally 4 ults from Fei Xiao and Yunli together alone. So I think it evens out. I really do think it evens out in that regard. but just being able to counteract a lot of the physical typings while also dealing damage and eating it up. And there we go, Kafka is done, and that is going to give us a final score of 3200. I have gotten 33 on this before, but even so, 6800 total. I feel like that's not too bad. So yeah, the total I was able to get with this team was 33 for a total of 6900, which I think is pretty good, like really close to that 7k mark. All right, what I'm more interested in for Yunli today is Memory of Chaos 12, because this was actually a side that I didn't think I would be taking her on, and it's with the break effect team. Now of course Rap is going to be there because I think it's going to help a lot with the AoE. I don't think I could take like an imaginary like March for this. She just wouldn't fit, but I'm not changing the build. Yunli is still going to have the same follow-up attack build, but she's going to be coming in handy so much because there's actually a significant amount of physical typings on that second half. And even on the first half, we can take advantage of it with that enemy. So it actually can be very beneficial. So yeah, let's go ahead and see how this team does with a follow-up attacker and kind of like a mix of a break effect hybrid team. All right, and just like the other time, we're going to start off with a Yunli technique. Now, I'm not going to pop her ult right away this time around, though, because this enemy doesn't do damage. But I can take care of it with Rappa. I'm going to go ahead and just pop Trailblazers, might as well, so we cannot waste any energy. All right, and I'll attack this enemy here. Now, we do have Yunli coming in. Now, there's also only one physical typing on this phase, but even so, as you can see, Yunli is definitely helping. All right, but now it is time for Gallagher to come in, so let's go ahead and pop his ult. There we go, and I'll use it on this enemy, and the reason I'm going to do that is so then I can break this enemy, and now every enemy is broken, so Rappa can come in and clean it up. That's really what I like to do with this team. There we go, almost 600k. Okay, Rappa, really close. This enemy didn't die. Okay, there we go. Now they're dead. Just to start it off. And like I said, there is an abundance of physical typings on this side though, so we can definitely have Yunli come in handy there more and help out. All right, we got a Yunli ult out of that as well, so that's pretty good. And then I do have Rappa coming in as well. There we go, and they are all weakness broken. Nice. So I'm just taking advantage of all this damage here. Now, unlike on the other side, I'm not going to pop Yunli's ult though, because it's really not going to be beneficial here. All right, and just like that, they are down. Now, I'm going to definitely start it with Yunli this time around. There we go, nice. And then we can follow it up with Rappa right after. All right, and with that, we're pretty much done here because now all I have to do is just weakness break this last enemy because of the physical typing and just eating up everything. She even was the one that kept getting sealed, which I would definitely prefer. Even if just using her for that alone, like the fact that she's the one getting sealed allowed me to get through that without my other teammates getting sealed. But there we go, 4 cycles, not nearly as fast as the other teams, like, but I think that's still pretty good to slot her in there. That's gonna do it for today. I definitely like to use Yunli in more unorthodox ways. Like the best team comp for her is having her as the main damage dealer and then having other characters charge her up, or even someone like Topaz that can help out a lot with her as well. I think it's really fun to use her in a role where she's actually taking out the weakness for physical typings especially, while also eating up the damage, having high ultimate charge. I kind of just like to have her sit there and just do her thing while I focus the damage elsewhere. Even so, I feel like Yunli still holds her own. I mean, being able to take her onto Apocalyptic Shadow and MOC 12 is a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what other characters we can use with her in the future. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.